$4,000 from Milwaukee's full mechanics 366 piece set. Is it worth it? What would I change? I'll show you that in this video. Every single piece, I want to go over it real quickly. You guys can just look and pause the video. Whoops, I will show you my takes on this in a second. Get an idea of what this has. Drawer number one, we got all our quarters and our shallows. We have 3/8 and we have shallow 3/8. We have 1/2 inch drive and shallow 1/2 inch drive, and these are all the anti-roll type Milwaukee stuff. Now this is all SAE. Do you need it? I don't know. You an SAE guy or you metric guy? Here's your metric, same, quarter, 3/8, 1/2 inch. There is all this stuff. It is starting at 10, going all the way up to 24 on the 1/2 inch, starting at 6 on the 3/8, going up to 19 on the 3/8, starting at 5 on the quarter with the 5.5, going up to 15 mil. SAE impact stuff, starting at 5/16. This is 3/8 inch drive, going all the way up to 1 inch. They're giving us 2 spark plug sockets. 5/8 and 13/16. And they're not giving us metric ones either. 1/4 inch, 1 1/16 to quarter. We got 8 on 3/8, all the way up to 3/8 inch drive on these Allens. We got our Torx. We got a bunch of metric sockets here, starting at 7, going all the way up to 21. They did skipped 20 on us, which is kind of sad. Why just skip 20? I don't know. Let me know down up here if you know one of these is equivalent. Probably is, but I don't like that. We got a breaker bar. We got all our extensions right here. 14-inch 3/8 extension. We got a bunch of picks. Got our sockets. We got our adapters, and we got our swivel adapters. As our top box, that is basically all of our sockets and everything. Then we go down to wrenches. Here's what you guys may or may not need, and I'm gonna show you guys how I would deck this out in a minute here, so stick with me. Hit subscribe if you have not, and stay with me. 22 on just standard wrenches right here, going all the way down to 8mm on a standard wrench. Again, we pop that back in, and then we got quarter all the way up to 1 inch on our standard wrenches. No ratchet, no flex. That kind of makes me sad. However, we got ratcheting wrenches right here. We got our 8 on our ratcheting wrenches. They're all nice, but there is no flex head on these. So, something to keep in mind. I did, in another video tried to put into my flex heads. It got bunched up. You'd have to cut it. Not recommended. Not on a kit this nice. Then we go down to our quarter, all the way up to 1 inch on our ratcheting wrench. Pop that in. You can see they used every bit of room on these to make it work. So this is where I come into play, guys. This is where I'm like, what do you need, right? And we'll show the bottom here, but so far, for the most part, I work on BMWs and things like that, and like JDM cars. I can just hang on to the metric, and I could delete a lot of this SAE stuff, move it around, do whatever, and I already have 2 drawers that are open, right? But now I'm running a 4 drawer. Let's get down to the bottom, and I'll show you this. But you know, I'm running a 4 drawer, and I have some Milwaukee power tools. It's a new subcompact 3/8. It's not the stubby. I'll show you the stubby here in a second. And that goes in almost. We're hitting. It works right there, right? So you're like, okay, cool. I could fit that in, but I don't have that. I have the new stubby. Here's the Gen 2 stubby. Whoops, where did I put that? Here's a Gen 2 stubby. It's a 3/8 inch drive. I'm trying to make it flat, and we're hitting this. I could take that off and I think it would work. Oh, even the battery's just really close. So yeah, you wouldn't even want to run a stubby in here. And now it comes into, well, I have a 4 drawer. So we'll get over here in a second and we'll talk about how I think you should set this up. and why you might want to trade out one of these 4 drawers. Maybe you got a buddy that's an SAE guy. Maybe you guys kind of, I don't know, flip it up. Here is this one. It's really nice, all the screwdrivers. You're not going to want to delete this. Obviously, you're going to want all of these items. Our number 2, our flathead, our number 1 Phillips. You know, we got, oh, this is nice. This is a, like, I don't know if this is a 10-in-1 or whatever, but flips, little tweaker style screwdriver with the Phillips and the flathead. That's pretty cool. Then we got some of these Torx T15. It's nice. Be nice to see like a T25 on that or whatever, but some of the smaller sizing on here, which is cool. Ratcheting screwdriver. That's nice. And these nice little pry bars. So this one is a really awesome, that's for like cutting and prying, kind of chisel. You can pound the hell out of the back of it with the stuff that's down below, and we got a nice little pry bar. Now this drawer right here is another go-to. This is pretty awesome. Look at these nice pliers, man. You know, all this rubberized kind of Ava foam style stuff. We got our linemans, we got our dikes, we got our needle nose, we got our nice conduit reaming style. These are nice wire strippers. It's got a 6 and an 832 thread cutter in there for cutting screws. You know, I didn't see this the first time around. This is one of my favorite knives right here. If you guys don't have this, what are you even doing? I think this should be on the top, to be honest, because it's such a go-to. This is the Milwaukee fastback, but just wait, there's more. You can put a blade storage in here. Bottle opener right here. 1/4-inch drive right here. It goes 90. Flips open, locks in, which is amazing. Locks in, has a liner lock right here to pop it back. And, you know, you get your flathead and your Phillips. And if you don't have this version, I don't know what you're doing. You're sleeping. This is the 4822-1505. You want to know what else is in my pocket right now? Chilling. One of those, right? Way more used, but this is like an absolute go-to. You can see I have the blade storage in there. I rock this as an EDC. It's great for at work or whatever. So that thing's awesome. We have our picks for like our hoses and things like that. Those are really cool. So that's a go-to drawer. I feel that this bottom is really nice. This drawer is, I get off that topic, and this drawer is not as extraordinary to me. I don't think I would use these items as much. This guy I'd use right here. Crescent, I don't really use it that much. Or sorry, the whatever this is, the monkey wrench, the adjustable wrench, the crescent wrench, you know. I don't use that unless I don't have all of these items. If I have that, I don't use that. These I don't use much unless something's broken or whatever. So in my opinion, this is kind of your rounded off go-to. Bin, pump pliers, you know, channel locks, whatever. Pretty cool. We'll go over the bottom. Heck yeah, nice tape measure. It's also metric, which is kind of cool. Sometimes it's a little harder to find a tape measure that has not only SAE or standard, but it also has metric. Like, look at that. Who knew that 2 feet was like 61 millimeters? I didn't know that, but now you know. These are really cool. These snap ring pliers. Here's the internal. And you literally just turn this, and this actually swaps around, and now they're external. That's really cool. So, or internal or external, I don't know if I'm one way or the other. I don't know. Dead blow hammer, ball peen hammer, and your Allens. Okay, we got a roller there, and now we're on to the mission that I wanted to show you, because I wanted to show you what you get in the kit. Here we go. These are the items you guys are going to have after that. And you're going to be thinking to yourself, well, I already got, you know, I have all these Milwaukee tools here. What am I going to do? I got that. That's great. What am I going to do here to make this work for me? Well, you know, you might have some old Kaizen foam. Maybe you guys were starting to make your own. I have a lot of Kaizen foam. I did not make my own setup. And maybe I will now. Maybe I'll make it dedicated just for power tools, because that was kind of always the thing before. Is it was like, I wanted to do wrenches and all that. I just never got around to it. Maybe it'd be sweet to put like ratchets and things in here, you know? So, 2-drawer Milwaukee PACKOUT, right? I think is going to be the absolute move for this. And let me show you why. You got multiple power tools. You want a mobile setup. Maybe you only want it 4 high. Maybe you ditch a couple items. We'll use these items. But what I'm saying is I would basically change out. So I might drop in any of these foam inserts into my 2-drawer. I'm talking about this is like a go-to, right? These are going to be one of our go-to drawers. And now, got a little bit of room because I got this 2-drawer. I might be saying to myself, well, do I have room with the compact? Oh, hell yeah. I got room with the compact. Do I have room with the mid-torque, which is different than the compact? Look at the difference, guys. People are like, it's the same thing. It's not. Anyways, that fits in there. Boom. Close the drawer. Freaking heavy, high torque. Kind of rearrange a little bit. See if we can't make this work. We got compact, mid, compact, stubby 2, heavy. Will it fit? The answer is yes. Right? So that's where this is a game changer, is that. Right? And then, you know, so maybe we have that, and maybe we have another one of our go-to drawers or whatever. Kind of do the same setup. But we want to see it with ratcheting wrenches. You know, maybe we got our sockets down there. So we know pretty much when we get our sockets out, we're pretty much always going to use one of these tools, and maybe we just lay it on the side. Boom, they all fit. You know? That's what we're talking about. Now, go to our 3-drawer setup. So a 3-drawer setup, we'll just try some of the stuff out. Oh, there's a mid-torque too. Forgot about that one. Anyways, let's see what fits. So there's less room here, right? This is the question, you know, well, if I downsize to a 3, what's it gonna give me? We'll start out with the compact, aka you can't fit anything else in here. Let's see if we get this. No, you're not fitting anything else in here, and you're not fitting 2 of these. You might be able to fit something. Let's see if we can fit. See if we can fit one of these. Nope, you're not even gonna fit a ratcheting wrench. So guys, the 3-drawer is not gonna be the go-to. You're really not gonna gain anything. You're only gonna lose out. And the 2-drawer is gonna be where it's at if you wanna get some functionality out of it. Maybe delete 2 drawers and only have a 4-drawer setup. So that's kind of my go-to. Let me know how you guys would set yours up. Would you do this? Would you buy it individually? Would you set your drawers up, maybe one with a 2-drawer? Let me know down below. Hit subscribe there and a like. Hope this video helped you out, guys. Later, and wrench on.